The field of biogeochemistry arose out of geochemistry as scientists studying the Earth recognized the significant role life plays in the composition of the outer layers of the planet. It is the study of the cycling of the elements carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur through different parts of the Earth system. In order to describe the cycling of material, the Earth is divided into several compartments. The first is the lithosphere, which is the solid Earth. Next is the hydrosphere, which is all of the water on the planet, the vast majority of which is found in the oceans. The atmosphere is the gaseous outermost layer of the planet, and the biosphere is all living material. This, of course, includes animals such as humans, but this compartment is dominated by plants and microorganisms. These compartments are also referred to as reservoirs. Biogeochemistry is then the study of the distribution, chemical composition, and movement of these elements between the reservoirs. Movement between reservoirs, such as the release of methane or hydrogen sulfide from volcanoes, or the removal of nitrogen and carbon from the atmosphere by plants and microorganisms, are described as fluxes. The term itself is a mashup of the words biology, geology, and chemistry in recognition of the fact that a full understanding of the movement of material between these compartments requires integrating processes from these three fields of science. The focus on carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur reflects the fact that all of these elements are necessary for life and are elements for which life influences the distribution and chemical composition. The hydrological cycle is also often included in discussions of biogeochemistry. This cycle follows movements of water as it evaporates into the atmosphere, condenses into clouds, which eventually release the water as rain or snow, returning it to the surface where it can pool on land as lakes, flow along the surface as rivers, percolate into the soil becoming groundwater, or return to the ocean. And while water is not an element, the cycling of water is important because the processes mediated by water, such as erosion, dissolution, and precipitation, move a lot of material around and have direct influence on the other cycles. Each of the cycles have different characteristics due to the differences in the chemical properties of each element and differences in the way each is used by living organisms. Carbon is one of the most abundant molecules in the universe. Its ability to form 4 covalent bonds makes it an important structural molecule in living matter. In fact, the term organic matter is defined in terms of the presence of reduced carbon. On the Earth, it exists in a variety of forms and is present in all of the reservoirs. Cycling is mediated by numerous processes, some biological and some not. Nitrogen isn't essential for life. It is a key component of proteins and nucleic acids. Nitrogen gas is by far the most abundant molecule in the atmosphere. This is a very stable molecule, which requires a great deal of energy to convert into any other form. Nitrogen gas cannot be used directly by living organisms, so early in the evolution of life, microorganisms evolved the ability to convert nitrogen gas to ammonia, which could then be used to synthesize amino and nucleic acids. Organisms also secrete ammonia as a waste product, causing this form to cycle in and out of the biosphere. In addition to its use in proteins and nucleic acids, some microorganisms have evolved the ability to extract energy from ammonia by oxidizing it into nitrite and then nitrate. Other microorganisms have evolved the ability to extract additional energy from nitrate by converting it back into nitrogen gas, completing the cycle. Life requires phosphorus for the synthesis of genetic material, energy transfer molecules, and structural supports. Most of the phosphorus on Earth is locked up in bedrock, soils, and sediments, making it unavailable to organisms. As such, the availability of phosphorus limits growth in many environments, and when geochemical or biological processes do make more phosphorus available, it is quickly incorporated into the biosphere. Sulfur is also present in the environment in a number of forms, including hydrogen sulfide, sulfur dioxide, and sulfates, and fluxes through the different reservoirs mediated by a variety of biotic and abiotic processes. If you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it and giving it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment with any questions or suggestions, and if you want to keep up with the content here at Science Primer, click the subscribe button.